Hi everybody and welcome to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Today's video is the Beatles World Records box set, so please come and join me. So hello and a very warm welcome again to BeatleDave's Beatles channel. Hope I find all you fantastic Beatles people doing really well, and thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. Well, the subject for today's showing is the fantastic World Records 8LP box set from 1980, which is a truly superb set which actually includes several rare tracks across the albums. Right then, it's now time for something completely different. It's BeatleDave, yeah! So yes, welcome to Ask BeatleDave, where I'll be answering your questions that you have about anything Beatles related, perhaps about anything that I've shown, absolutely any Beatles question you may have that you want to ask me, and I'll endeavour to ask it for you here. So today's question is from Chris Campanozzi. Hi Chris, hope you're well my friend, hope you're doing really well. And he asks, BeatleDave, do you feel that Revolver is a bigger masterpiece than Sgt. Pepper? Wow. Now that's quite a tough question, Chris. But looking at both albums track for track, I would say not. Clearly the Beatles' music was changing. A change that seemed to begin during the Rubber Soul sessions, where they explored many more capabilities of sound and started to use the studio as a tool. But clearly this progressed in Revolver with tracks like Tomorrow Never Knows and I'm Only Sleeping. And of course there was Rain as well, which was recorded during those sessions. And they certainly weren't afraid to try anything different at the time. So with Sgt. Pepper, the experimentation just virtually culminated with just about every trick they had learnt, but they were still pushing boundaries on Pepper. And what you ended up with was a perfect pop album, the likes that had never really been seen before. And of course, the actual timing when it came out was absolutely perfect. So Chris, I really hope that answers your question for you. And if you want to contribute to Ask BeatleDave, just send me a question in the comments and I'll include it in a future episode. It's that simple. So come on guys, please me by getting involved and ask me some fantastic questions. Okay, right now it's time for... So yes, it's time for them old shout-outs. And we're going to be saying a big hi to Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston. Hi Sarah, hope you're well. Ralph929, Bob Roberts MD, Be a Good Dogger. Hi Scott. Beetleboy01, Peter Zurib, Down Under. Hi Peter, hope you're well mate. Bismillah Cuisine and Paul Elliott. So that's a big hi from yours truly, BeatleDave, to you guys. So on to the main event then today guys, and it's the Beatles World Records 8LP set. So please, come and join me. The Beatles Box is an 8-record box set of Beatles recordings that was initially released in the UK on the 3rd of November 1980. World Records, who was responsible for producing the set, was a mail order subsidiary of EMI Records. This box set was actually the last Beatles related item released during John Lennon's lifetime. Unlike the Beatles' BC13 collection, which was released 2 years earlier, this set is actually a newly compiled set of albums specifically made with new album sleeves. With a price tag of £29.75, the set was advertised vigorously in the national press from the 5th of November 1980 through into 1981. Being released during the forefront period of John's murder, it seems sales must have been extremely good, but as this box set was sold only by mail order, the figures did not qualify for chart entry and consequently are not publicly known. All the songs throughout the 8 LPs were selected by Simon Sinclair, which are arranged chronologically with some of the album cover art trying to reflect the appropriate time period. The box itself is a very well designed looking box and was made to look just like a wooden crate, which also bore the legend "From Liverpool." Incredibly, World Records were given some exclusive mixes of some tracks that were unavailable anywhere else at the time, and therefore made this box an essential purchase. So let's take a look. So here is then the Beatles box from World Records. This is a 124 track 8 record set. It was also available on an 8 cassette version. It was released on the 3rd of November 1980, the catalogue number being SM701 to SM708. It was deleted in 1982, but actually was made available again in 1987 as a last chance to buy edition. So we're going to take a look at the box first. It's a lovely looking box. It's got that wooden crate look about it. And you've got that at the top there. You've got "From Liverpool," Express, and of course the Beatles box with a picture of the guys there. This is in absolutely really good shape. I've had this for many, many years, since the 80s. Not actually at the time when it came out, but a little bit later on in the 80s. And then on the back, once again, very similar crate design. And then you've got the Beatles box "From Liverpool" at the bottom there with the same picture. And on the sides, it's very much the same. You've got the crate on each side, the wooden effect. The hinge is actually very, very weak. It's like a paper hinge, so that's why a lot of these do turn up kind of damaged. But we're going to take a look inside as well. And then you've got inside, you've got your compartment where the albums go. And then on the inside lid, you've got the full track list in there. The Beatles box, albums 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And this is in really super shape. So starting with record 1 then of the box set, catalogue number SM701. We're going to take a look at the sleeve first. And of course, these sleeves are fully laminated on both sides. They're really, really well made. Actually made by Garrett and Lofthouse, of course, who made the Beatles albums in the 60s along with E.J. Day. So you know they're going to be really well made. These are really good looking sleeves. Of course, maybe slightly outdated. I mean, they're 42 years old, but they're still pretty good. So we've got the 1 indicator there, record 1 indicator on the left. It's like a paisley sort of thing around the outside going on there. Let's take a look on the other side. So we've got the Beatles box, and you've got the track list in there. And as you go through the track listing, we've got the "Love Me Do," the Ringo version of Ringo on drums there. We've got some tracks from "Please Please Me" on side 1, and then we move to side 2. Got the "From Me to You" single there with "Thank You Girl," which is actually in mono, and that's actually got less harmonica in that particular version, in the mono version of "Thank You Girl" there. And of course then we've got the "All My Lovin' version," which is the hi-hat intro, but you've got some great songs there all the way up to "With the Beatles." You've got some notes there by Hugh Marshall, and the catalogue number top right, SM701, and on the bottom the World Records and the Parlophone logos. And of course, made and printed in Great Britain by Garrett and Lofthouse Limited. There's nothing on these spines, but you can just see it's got more of the design on the sides. So we've got the inner sleeve then, which is these polyline type ones. I'm not going to show all of these, but I'm just going to show just the one, but they're all exactly the same. They've got these paint numbers down on the left hand side with the 281, meaning February 1981 date there. And of course, the "Made in Great Britain" on the bottom right. But these are all in superb shape. So on to the first vinyl then. And most of these vinyls are around about 116 grams each, which is still quite a nice quality vinyl. Obviously not your 180 gram type, certainly not for 42 years ago. But you've got the 2 EMI box logo there with the Parlophone logo in the middle. You've got record 1, 33 1/3, and original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited on the left, with your stereo, catalogue number, and this compilation 1980 by World Records Limited on the right, with all your tracks at the bottom. These are pretty good vinyl. They do sound really, really good. I've just been playing some of these and they do sound really, really great. The matrix on side one is SW10373-1. And let's flip that over onto side two. And once again, you've got the 2 box logo there with parlophone, and record 1 with 33 1/3, and original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited, and side 2. And on the other side is the stereo, catalogue number, and this compilation 1980 by World Records, with all the tracks at the bottom there. And once again, the matrix on this side is SW10374-1. Now all these were cut by Harry T. Moss, so you know you're going to have a really good quality there. So moving on to record 2 then, catalogue number SM702. Another great looking sleeve, got John and Paul on this one. The number 2 indicator. Really great laminated sleeves. These are really nice looking. Let's flip that over. Just run through some of the tracks there. Want to hold your hand, and this boy's actually in mono on this collection, sadly. Wouldn't be actually in stereo until the Past Masters edition in 1988. You got some tracks from A Hard Day's Night, with the long version of And I Love Her, of course. And then side 2, got some more Hard Day's Night tracks, with the Long Tall Sally EP then, which is all in stereo. And the version of She's a Woman is also stereo here. And at the end, we've got I Feel Fine, which is the whispering version from the Red album, 62 to 66. More notes there from Hugh Marshall with the catalogue number at the top. And then at the bottom, you've got the World Records logo and the Parlophone logo, with the printed and made by Garrett and Lofthouse Limited there. And once again, you've got that design running across the spine. So onto the vinyl then. It's another great looking vinyl, really, these are all mint these. I've looked after these well for 40 odd years. Really looking good. Once again, you've got that 2 box logo with the Parlophone logo there. You've got record 2 on the left with the 33 1/3, and the original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited, and side 1. And on the right hand side there, we've got the asterisk with mono, the stereo, and the catalogue number, with this compilation World Records Limited, 1980. And the matrix on side 1 is SW10375-1. So we're going to flip that over. On side 2 there, got the 2 box EMI logo with the Parlophone logo as well. And on the left we got record 2, 33 1/3, with original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited. And on the right hand side, although I'm pretty sure that all the tracks are in stereo on this side, we've still got the mono with little asterisks there. The stereo and the catalogue number SM702, with this compilation 1980 World Records Limited. With the matrix being SW10376-2. We're on to record 3 now, catalogue number SM703. As you can see, you got the guys filming help there on the ski slopes of Austria. Not quite a sharp image there, that one a little bit blurred, but a great lamination on these. Let's flip that over. And then side 1, you've got 8 tracks from the album Beatles for Sale, with side 2 being all the tracks from the film Help, with the B-side of the single Help, I'm Down, which is its debut in stereo on this collection. And then you've got more notes there from Hugh Marshall, who I believe makes a couple of errors in all these text. And also you've got the World Records and Parlophone logos at the bottom, with the printed and made in Great Britain by Garrett and Lofthouse there. And then we've got the same design on the spine. So onto the vinyl then. And then we've got the 2 box EMI logo with that Parlophone logo there in the box. And on the left we got record 3 with 33 1/3 and original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited. And on the right we've got stereo with the catalogue number SM703. And on this particular one we've got this compilation 1980 EMI Records Limited, where the previous two have both said World Records Limited. So not quite sure what's gone on there. The matrix on side 1 is SW10377-1. And flip that over. And once again you've got the 2 box logo with the Parlophone box logo there. Record 3, 33 1/3 and original sound recordings made by EMI on the left, with the stereo, catalogue number and the compilation details by EMI on the right, and the matrix being SW10378-1. Another beautiful record. So moving on to record number 4, with the catalogue number being SM704, and not quite an appropriate picture for the music that's within on this particular album. You've got the record 4 indicator there on the left, and tracks on this album are all from 1965. On side 1 you've got some more tracks from the second side of Help, along with the Day Tripper We Can Work It Out double A side, and on side 2 we've got 8 tracks there from the Rubber Soul album. Some really great tracks. Some more information from Hugh Marshall there, not quite as much as on previous albums. And then we've got the World Records and Parlophone logo there, with the print of them made in Great Britain by Garrett and Lofthouse. Of course, the catalogue number top right. And then the spine. So on to record 4 vinyl then. And once again we've got that 2 box EMI logo with the Parlophone box logo there. You've got record 4, 33 1/3 and original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited on the left, with the stereo, catalogue number SM704, and we're back to this compilation 1980 by World Records Limited there on the right, with all the tracks on the bottom. So the matrix on side 1 is SW10379-2. I'll flip that over again. Once again we've got record 4, 33 1/3 and the original sound recording details on the left, with stereo, SM704 and this compilation 1980 World Records. And then you've got the matrix number, which is SW10380-1. Really good album, this one. I like the 65 music. Some real great Beatles pop there. Really brilliant. So on to record 5 then. Catalogue number SM705. And as you can see, you've got a picture of the guys there from 1963, but the music within is from 66 and 67, so slightly wrong there. They've actually even taken Ringo's head off of the picture there, as you can see. Ringo's at the back and he's missing. Still a great picture though. Really nice picture of the guys. You've got the number 5 album indicator there, bottom right. Going to flip that over, look at some of the tracks. We've got the paperback right here, it's the stereo version from the Hey Jude album. And of course you've got Rain there, which is another great track. Got some tracks from Revolver. The Only Sleeping version on this album is actually an ultra rare version of I'm Only Sleeping, which is from the Yesterday and Today 8 track from the US. So that really is a rare one. Really is a rare track, rare version. Lots of different backwards guitars in different places there. And side 2, well, we've got some Eleanor Rigby, Only Your Bird Can Sing, more tracks from Revolver. And then we've got the Penny Lane version, which has got the piccolo trumpet ending from the promo single, but it's completely all in stereo. It doesn't drop into mono at the end, it's completely stereo. And also a great mix of Strawberry Fields, although I like Strawberry Fields to play before Penny Lane there. But still, really, really great track list in there. Some more notes from Hugh Marshall there, and the catalogue number top right. And then we've got the World Records and the Parlophone logos with the printed and made in Great Britain by Garron Lofthouse. And then once more, we've got that spine, which is pretty plain. So onto the vinyl. And as I said, this really is a great sounding set. They really do sound really fantastic. Some of these songs and orders are really pretty good as well. So they seem to work pretty well. Got the 2-box EMI logo there once again with the boxed Parlophone logo. Got Record 5 with 33 1/3 and the EMI Sound Recordings Limited on the left. With the stereo SM705 and this compilation World Records Limited 1980. And the matrix on side 1 is SW10381-2. And we're going to flip that over. Once again, the 2-box logo with Parlophone in the box. Got Record 5 for 33 1/3 with the original sound recordings details on side 2. With stereo and the catalogue number and the list compilation 1980 World Records there. With the matrix once again SW10382-1. This really is a great album, this particular one. Really good, some solid tracks on this. So on to record 6 then, catalogue number SM706. And as you can see there, we've got a great picture of the guys from the Our World broadcast from 1967. So at least on this particular sleeve, it fits with the music within. Great picture. No one's had their head cut off on this particular image, which is always a good thing. At the bottom there, we've got the record 6 indicator. So we're going to flip that over. And there we have, side 1 is 7 tracks from Sgt. Pepper there, with a few more on side 2. And then we've got the All You Need Is Love single with Baby You're a Rich Man. Now the All You Need Is Love version here is the original mono version, the single take, which is the longest available version, with Baby You're a Rich Man being a true stereo version there. Then we've got a few tracks from Magical Mystery Tour, ending with the I Am the Walrus, which is the composite version, including the extra beats, which actually do drop into mono, but the end of the song is fake stereo anyway. But that was from the Rarities LP, the USA Rarities version. So you've got some notes from Hugh Marshall there, with the catalogue number, top right, and of course at the bottom, the World Records and Parlophone logos, with the printed and made in Great Britain by Garron Lofthouse. And then we've got our spine. So onto the vinyl then, record 6. There we go, we've got the 2-box logo there with Parlophone in the box as well. Got record 6 with 33 1/3 and original sound recordings made by EMI Records there, side 1. And then on the right hand side we've got stereo with the catalogue number and this compilation 1980 World Records Limited. This is another great sounding vinyl, really does sound great. The Baby You're a Rich Man version, it really does, the bass really pumps on that one, it's really great. The matrix on side 1 is SW10383-1. And let's flip that over. Side 2, once again, on the left we've got record 6, 33 1/3, with the original sound recordings details, side 2. And then on the right we've got stereo, the catalogue number, and the compilation 1980 World Records details, with the matrix being SW10384-1. So on to record 7 then, which is catalogue number SM707. Great picture of the guys on the Mad Day out there, as you can see. Got the number 7 there, record 7, but that really is a great shot of the guys. Let's flip that over. Some of the tracks include there, we've got Hello Goodbye there, and Lady Madonna with Hey Jude and Revolution single, both A and B side. And then we move on to the White Album. We've got a few tracks there, finishing off side 1. And starting on side 2 is the continuing story of Bungalow Bill, which is missing the flamenco guitar, which was actually just a Mellotron loop. That's missing, it comes in pretty clean on that version. And a few more tracks from the White Album. But I noticed there's no tracks from side 3 and 4 of the White Album there. It's quite surprising. They could have easily picked a few of those tracks. And then we're ending that side 2 with All Together Now from the Yellow Submarine soundtrack. Then we've got more notes there from Hugh Marshall, the catalogue number, top right. And of course, at the bottom, the World Records and Parlophone logos, with the printed and made in Great Britain by Garrett and Lofthouse there. And we've got that spine. So onto the vinyl then. And you know, if you think about it, this particular collection from, 40 odd years ago, it's still quite an outstanding collection. Even now, after all this time. Because you've still got a few tracks on here which is worth having, just for that really. But it does sound really fantastic. The whole of this set really is really great. You've got the 2 EMI box logo there with the Parlophone box logo. Record 7, 33 1/3, and of course the original sound recordings made by EMI Records on the left, with the stereo, catalogue number SM707, and this compilation 1980 World Records Limited on the right. With the matrix being SW10385-4. I'm going to flip that. And the same details on here. The 2 EMI box logo and the Parlophone square logo. With the 33 1/3. Original sound recording details on the left. With the stereo, catalogue number and the compilation 1980 World Record details on the right, with the matrix being SW10386-1. So on to the final album of this 8LP box set then. The catalogue number on this one is SM708, and as you can see there, we've got a picture of the guys from the Our World broadcast again from 1967. But actually the music within is actually 1969. But it doesn't matter because we like all the pictures of the Beatles, don't we really? Another great picture. Looking really good. Got the album indicator there at the bottom. So let's flip that over and take a look at the tracks. Side 1 starts with the album version of Get Back with all the banter. And you've got the Don't Let Me Down track there, single, B-side of the original single of Get Back. Then you've got the Ballad of John and Yoko, Across the Universe, For You Blue, Two of Us, Long and Winding Road, and Let It Be, of course, which is also the album version with the alternate guitar solo by George. And then on side 2, we've got some Abbey Road tracks, ending with Carry That Weight, The End, and Her Majesty. Now the gap between The End and Her Majesty is just a few little seconds, but not quite like the original Abbey Road album, where it's about 23 seconds, I think, or something like that. Got some more notes there from Hugh Marshall, and the catalogue number at the top. And once again, the World Records and Parlophone logo, and the printed and made in Great Britain by Garrett and Lofthouse there at the bottom. And that's spine. So on to the final vinyl then. And this one's quite a nice weight actually as well. Looking good. Got the 2 EMI box logos there with the boxed Parlophone logo. And on the left you've got record 8, 33 1/3, with the original sound recordings made by EMI Records Limited and side 1. And then on the right we've got stereo with the catalogue number SM708. And this compilation 1980 World Records Limited. So the matrix on this side is SW10387-2. Let's flip that over. And once again you've got the double EMI box there, logos, with the Parlophone boxed logo. Record 8, 33 1/3, with the sound recordings by EMI Limited details, and side 2. And on the right we've got stereo, SM708, and this compilation 1980 World Records Limited. And the final matrix on the final side is SW10388-1. And what an absolutely fantastic set this really is. So as a bonus, I thought I'd show this little Beatles Box Flexi which I've got. You could have got this if you was a member of World Records at the time. You would have possibly been sent this. And actually this particular Flexi includes some narration and selections from the actual box set. It also includes how to order the actual box from World Records, but it's quite a lo-fi affair. I've actually just played this and I wouldn't say it sounds that great, but I suppose it is just a Flexi disc. They don't sound that great. But it does include snatches from Love Me Do, Hard Day's Night, Help, Yesterday, We Can Work It Out, Michelle, Sergeant Pepper, Lucy in the Sky, Hello Goodbye, Hey Jude, Get Back, All Together Now, and The Long and Winding Road. As I say, it's one-sided Flexi and it runs at 33. It's probably about 5 or 6 minutes long, but it's certainly great to have. So thank you all for tuning in today, guys, and joining me. Really hope that you've enjoyed seeing the fantastic World Records box set. It really is truly brilliant, and they're not that expensive, and there's plenty of them out there. Also, any comments I get from all of you guys, I'll always endeavour to answer you just as soon as I can. So next time, I will be continuing with the Beatles UK album series, and of course it's The Beatles, affectionately known as the White Album. So please make sure you're here next week, same Beatles time, same Beatles channel. So anyway, as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, why not give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos. This is BeatleDave signing off.